Okay, I just woke up, to the snotty person upstairs that doesn't. I told her to put like gym mats, and she puts like one, and thinks like the problem's solved. And I'm like, it works. Like I'm stepping on it, and there's no sound. But you literally put like two gym mats on your like you've got to be the stupidest person in the world. Anyways, I don't like this person, Erica Olympia. I'll even say who she is because um, she appears nice, but she's a stupid snake. Uh, I don't like people like that, Like I've been bothering her for years to put, you know, to use slippers or to put a freaking, a carpet or something, and she comes up with like really good insulation gym mats, but she buys like a 3 pack and she puts it like on the corner of her room and says that she fixes it. The problem, no. What's gonna fix the problem is if your mother dies and if your cat dies, which are both fairly old creatures. That might fix the problem, lady. Anyways, back to the story. Uh, so I noticed that a lot of these games, like I've been testing a lot of games to see why they run so well in 1080p, and I don't get it. Like War Thunders are particularly interesting because some days it'll run at like a noticeable 40 FPS, and other days it'll run at like a clean 60 FPS on 1080p. Well, I figured it might be uh, tampering for whatever reason. Like maybe the game company tampers. But I've had, I've bought like 3 stators for my moped before, and they all didn't work. And I questioned if I was targeted through bad credits, through bad credit score, and I think I am. So, I, like for those people who do that, like I don't really care. Like I honestly don't care. Like I can play the game on borderless Windows. All these games work on borderless Windows, except for Gay DC Universe Online, which is the worst game ever. All these, I mean, that's a game ironically I was paying for that was targeting me the most. All these games, and who cares if you have like what are you, 9? You have like the worst computer skills on the planet. Like I don't really care if I don't play DC Universe Online, if I stop paying for them, okay? Um Destiny 2 has borderless windows. War Thunder has borderless windows. Counter-Strike Source has borderless windows. Warframe has borderless windows. And by the way, it looks better for some odd reason on borderless windows than on 1080p. Unfortunately, the other games don't, but anyways. All these stupid games have borderless windows. My guy. All of them. So you're doing nothing, absolutely nothing to me. I suspect they can control 1080p in windowed mode is what I've come to the conclusion of, which is pretty cool, I guess. But I mean, I paid for Windows 10, and I'm pretty sure I'm in the right. I'm not giving you your your loan from my schooling because one, I'm not even using the degree that was promised to help me, and two, I'm a really good artist. I could probably beat Leonardo da Vinci in some field. One, I'm not giving you the 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 money because I, I was paying off the loan. I paid off half. I was gonna pay off the other half, and I was within contract. And you illegally fired me. Like you literally breached contract on fries. So yeah, I'm gonna take it to the end. But I was a kid then, and I didn't want to go to court. Like I didn't have money to go to court. But I had a job that I was paying off the loan with. So you fucked up, not me. I presume it could be the fact that these companies suck and they just want you to buy new computers. That could be it. Because these games are fairly old, and uh, but the cache problems on a 2012. I think my card's 2013, 2012, and it's faster than in PS4 on some areas, and the fact that cards have so much areas to cover. Like cards can expend resources without slowing. It can for instance, the Destiny 2 is a good example uh, of tweaking. Cards can expend resources with without without performance loss, and with performance loss. That means it can use no RAM whatsoever, but if it doesn't do anti-trophic filtering well, it's going to slow down the game. So it might be that, and it might be the cache problems of a computer itself. Like maybe War Thunder just uses the CPU heavily and has a bunch of cache problems. That could be it. But I'm pretty sure, it could also be harassment. Like you know how they have to control bad creditors somehow. This is their way of doing it through the server issues, like your driver driver controllers and video settings. So refresh rates can create cache problems. It's called they give you bad service for giving them bad service. Okay, but they're doing it against the law. So that's obviously why I stand my ground. For instance, I was maintaining my moped and I bought my moped. It's a good example. And the moped on the internet's like a product they want uh, to screw people over with. Now they can't screw good creditors over because they don't want. Amazon doesn't want to. They don't want everyone to start sending back their products because they're defective. But they will screw bad creditors over, and this is what they do. They build a rim that's a little too wide. They put a stator with some aluminum properties in it. So the moped will be a little bit harder to start. For instance, like I could fix it. I could switch the stator because I bought another one low key from Craigslist, which is a good idea because all those parts on Craigslist will have it function properly. Um, and what happens is, I'm not sure, is they can track you via IP address, and computer, and everything. But don't take it from me. It's also the fact that technology sucks and it needs to be updated constantly. But like like all I have to do to get my moped to work is replace the stator, the starter coil, rectifier, and CDI, which I can do. The only reason why I don't do that is because a starter problem might, because one, I have a jump pack, two, it's not a daily driver, and three, it's kind of major maintenance for me. So, like, I could do it, I could fix the problem, but I don't. And here's why. I don't fix the problem because I could replace all those parts and find out for sure that they were sending me, defective stators, because I have the effective parts of that vehicle. But why? You know, I don't use it as a daily driver. I have a jump pack that snaps on really easily. Um, I even have a spare brake to put on, but that's all major maintenance. I could do that, but it only doesn't start uphill, so I just slip on a jump pack when I'm up a grade. Very simple. But I could, if it were if I made it into a daily driver, I'd get the benefit of understanding their scam more. And they were, believe it or not, eBay was selling me these defective stators that weren't turning over while the original was, and I was like ridiculously mad because I send them back. I bought like three, or like two from the same seller or some shit. I don't know. I send them there. Maybe they were from China and the seller was poor, but I bought it from three different sellers, so it didn't make sense. I send them back and whatever. Like they knew the scam too because they didn't want it. They just gave me the refund. They were like, no, just have the refund. So what I want to do is I want to put the parts on that scooter into my new scooter to show you how much better it will start. It'll start like a normal scooter, like my old scooter started, which was uphill. And that scumbag Twan broke. It looks like shit, but it was a good scooter. It would start either which way, uphill, downhill, whatever. And I want to prove to the YouTube community that the American government is full of dirtbags, scumbags, you know. And I don't believe them. They're responsible for Gaddafi's fall. Get it? They're responsible for Syria. Gaddafi was a socialist, and Gaddafi, that's a prime example, was targeted. They killed his family, and their government had every right to bomb that plane coming from London to going from London to America. And I'll tell you why. Because what country seizes the assets of another country because of strategic location militarily, and because that country is somehow... Here's the story. Why would Libya be supporting the Black Panthers and the IRA and these small terrorist organizations. That just doesn't make sense. It kind of sounds like stupid. There's no reason a country would be doing that. So they kind of make a situation out of a no situation. This government's corrupt, and God is just punishing them with COVID-19. But that's my honest views for this morning as I wake up to a jerk upstairs.